following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to another episode of Speaking with the Senator. I'm Senator Kevin Avard, and I'm glad to be back. We took a little sabbatical, and so we're back. And today, starting off our show, I want to talk a little bit about the COVID and how it's affecting our community and those that are in our community directly with the small business and some of the hardships that it's causing. So today I have a guest that probably thousands of you in Nashua know about and have actually purchased her services. I found out that when I got home after talking with her that my wife actually used her services. And so I want to introduce Olga of Olga's Bridal here on the show. So welcome to the show. Is it Olga's Bridal shop?
Yes,
So,
it is.
welcome to the show. And it's I was telling my wife a little bit, Tracy, about your shop, and she says, Olga's? I said, yeah. She said, well, she did our dress. Our dress? Yeah, my dress. Right. I don't wear dresses. So anyway, welcome to the show. And
Thank you so much
I'm
for
glad-
having me.
I'm glad you're here. And I think that you have a major impact on this community. So I want to talk a little bit about your story, but now you're originally from Romania.
Yes, I am.
I got that right. So tell us a little bit about how you came to America and how you ended up here in Nashua.
So I came in 97. My first husband, ex now dead, I'm sorry. He came here in 94 from Romania, and me and my son came in 97.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know any English when I came here. And 2 weeks later, I started to work for a bridal shop in Main Street. And then the lady, she closed the shop, and I decided to open mine. So that was in 99.
So approximately 22 years ago.
Yes,
22 years.
yes,
And you've been going strong ever since.
yes.
So you started off doing just bridal gowns? Or
I just started to do alteration on wedding
alterations?
gowns
Mhm.
because I didn't have any money to rent a big building, big store, and buy the dresses. And, I just start with a small business doing alteration only. And I had a part-time job in the meantime
Mm-hmm.
to marry in tax to make sure I make enough money to pay the rent.
Uh-huh.
So then he grew up, and I changed the location, and now I'm on a very nice location. And I'm so happy over there, but not
Times
that
have
happy with
changed.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on average, how many dresses would you generally do a year or gowns?
You know what? Hundreds.
Hundreds. Yeah.
Especially when it's the season for the prom
Ah,
season. It's very big for me.
sure.
And this year wasn't.
It's funny, Morin's Auto, I was talking to John Morin's, he's on West Hollis Street, and they were all excited because they bought their gowns, and I think they're like $500 gowns, and then all of a sudden this Chinese virus happened, this COVID thing, and it's as though they invested all this money, and there was no ball to go to, getting all dressed up with no place to go.
Yeah.
So on an average, year after year, you would do hundreds and hundreds of gowns.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because
Eh,
I start like in February with the prom season, which is still June. So think about it. Every day, three,
Right.
four every day, 3, 4, 5. You know,
You
it's
have that booked that far in advance.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And now, because this year in the springtime, it was nothing. So then I used to make money in the spring and cover this time of year because always it's slow in
So the slow
November,
season.
December,
Right.
yes. But it's not dead, but it's slower.
Uh-huh.
And I have enough money to cover the the expenses. Now I don't. I wasn't able to save nothing because I didn't make
Right. And that is because of the
the COVID.
proms.
Yes, yeah.
Typically, when somebody would come in for a prom dress, they would come in and they would do a fitting or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
they make the appointment and even they buy from my shop or they have the dress from another shop. I take it for alteration with no problems.
Mhm.
And
There's still some weddings must be going on.
some weddings they are,
Uh-huh.
but was just, I don't know if it's 10%
Right. Oh,
since
so
like last year.
so it's really declined.
Yes, it's very, very. When I look at the because I keep my statement, how much money I make every day, every week, every month, it's,
And it's changed. It's funny because after the election, we just happened to stop by, and you were next to Julie Smith, who's she was running for state rep, and that's how we met.
yeah,
But little did I know that I've already had a history with you, and I have a feeling that there are thousands of people in this town that have actually probably used your services one way or another. I'm sure you've done tuxedos
yes,
and
I do everything.
everything.
And regular clothes like, hemming pants, replace zippers and everything.
So it goes from a point where you're too busy, and now all of a sudden everything is just shut down.
Yes.
So how is that affecting you personally? I think when we talked, you're not used to not being busy.
No, and I'm very depressed.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, this is it. I'm not used to go to the shop and just sit,
Right.
and no phone calls, no people walking. And then actually now I work only by appointments because I'm not supposed to have more people than,
Right.
at the time.
Right.
So,
And in the times past, you would have more like 2, 3 people in the shop and looking around or talking and making appointments with you. And
yeah,
standing over here, and I'm going to measure you this and do this and
yeah,
do that.
yeah,
To basically on hold.
yeah.
Now, one of the effects is that when you're not busy, it doesn't mean the electric bill has to still be paid.
Exactly. I have to pay for everything. And I did as much I can. I owe money. And I don't know. And now I'm waiting for my landlord.
Okay.
He's a good man. I mean, he didn't throw me out yet.
Yeah. So your landlord's still letting you be there, but it's one of those things where it's still accruing. It's building up as far as you're not able to make that rent.
Yes, that's my problem. Because, even I know, I mean, it's hard to predict what is going to happen in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I know it's going to pick up, I'll be all set. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to go.
Well, there is a vaccine that's supposedly ready to be out there, and hopefully that will open up things. But it seems as though we just recently lost the Speaker of the House through COVID, and I know that's going to create a little bit more panic in some people's, and so there might be a little bit more stretch before we actually get out of the woods.
Yeah.
So have you, I know there was some type of Main Street relief that was supposed to be going out to the small businesses. Were you able to get any of that relief at all?
What is Main Street relief?
Well, there was supposed to be some help from the state to help small businesses.
They helped me. I don't know. May, June, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And the Chamber of Commerce or something, somebody applied for me and I got approved and I received 7,000, which go like that.
Yeah, so basically get you maybe a month or two of your rent.
Yeah.
So it's still one of those things where you're struggling.
Yeah.
And we're just hoping that this ends.
I hope.
But you're
so.
still open for business.
I am open for business, like I told you, by appointments. People call me. Now I put my cell phone too, if I'm not at the shop. Because if I don't have appointments, I'm not supposed to be there to, you know, just use the electricity, and
electricity,
the
right.
heater, and, you know,
Yep.
and they
Now, you
call
have an
me.
impressive vehicle with all those tools in it. Is that your vehicle?
Yes.
That's a lot of tools in that.
No, it's not mine. It's my
Oh, I'm thinking
husband.
that was yours. So, is
You
that
kidding?
Ted's?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's my husband's.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Ted's a former firefighter.
Yes, he is.
He retired.
And he just retired like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
And, you know, he helped me a lot.
Yeah.
But he cannot do both of them. I mean, he take care of the house,
Yeah.
the bills for the house, for my car, but
Mhm.
he cannot take care of the shop.
So
It's too
we need to
much.
get you back in business and rolling again, because you're part of the community for certain. And
I will be so happy
yeah.
to be in business. I still have 3 years lease, and I'm so scared if I cannot make it. I
You have
have to
3
pay for
years
the
lease?
lease.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Have you talked with them about possibly getting out of the lease at all?
I didn't
Hmm.
bring up this yet,
Yeah,
but you know, I don't want him to sue me for,
sure.
you know, for 3 year lease. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Well, nobody could foresee this coming.
Yeah,
You know, and this
yeah.
is, you know, with everything shutting down, obviously there are people that are hurting, and it has a big trickle effect.
Yes.
So when I was talking with you earlier about it, I was just thinking, well, you know, it would be nice if the public understood this is just one business that is struggling.
Yeah,
It is struggling.
and it's only me.
Hmm.
You know, I don't have an employee. Maybe that's why I didn't was qualified for something. You know, because I don't have an employee. It's only me.
Right. And this is your livelihood.
And I love what I do.
Yeah.
I just love it. I just can't think staying home. We're doing nothing.
Yeah, you're very productive, and you know, I was really surprised that Tracy said, "Oh yeah, she did our dress," and I'm thinking, "Our dress, my dress, your dress, not my dress." But you've been in many households as far as
I
being
had
part of watching the kids grow up and transition, and with the
Yeah.
ball gowns, and of course
Yeah.
the weddings and
yeah.
tuxedos. So hopefully we'll be able to get people aware that you're still operating and you're still taking in business.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So what's the turnaround time? If somebody has a dress and they want to use your services, or they've got a suit that needs to be fixed, they just give you a call, and you can, where would they drop it off?
They drop it off at the shop.
At the shop.
At
Yeah.
the shop, and depend when they need it.
Hmm.
I make sure I'll have it in time.
Yeah.
Even they need it, just say in 2 days.
Right.
I do it.
You do it.
If the wedding it's in a couple of months, so
You can still have people come in and do a
yes,
fitting,
yes.
and of course they have to wear their mask.
They wear mask, and after they leave, I just
Yeah.
sanitize
Sanitize
everything.
it, right.
Yes, and the door and the drapes on fitting rooms, and you know, I do everything to make sure they are safe, and I am safe.
Yes. Where is the shop?
The shop, it's on Amher Street,
Amher Street.
493.
Is that near the ice cream place?
It's right on that plaza, with
It's in
the
that
ice
plaza.
cream place, and it's a Nail 2000, which is there for, my gosh, before I came in this country.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's been around for. Now that's the same place where there's a Thai restaurant in there.
Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes,
Tracy
yes.
loves their food.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love it since
Yeah.
they open. I just eat that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a little bigger.
No. So great. So they can give you a call, and I think you have a website too. Do you know?
I have a website,
Yeah.
yes, and I have email. People email me. I'm not that smart on a computer,
Mhm.
and all the emails goes to my husband.
Yeah, and he'll run it
and
through
he
you.
check everything, and he call people or call me and tell me what's going on. And
Well, I'm hoping that there's some more business out there for you, and if there's any other further Main Street relief, that it was called Main Street Relief to help out the small businesses.
oh,
But as this continues, there needs to be further help, because, like you said, that $7,000 or whatever you received, that's just rent. That's
Yeah.
2 months rent.
yes, exactly, and
And,
the bills, plus we pay for all the assessment, which they do on a building,
Hmm.
and everything he does to make the building good, like they did the roof,
Okay.
we have to pay for it.
In addition to the rent.
Yes, in addition to the rent.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I said that 7,000 was wasn't, but
So
helped
that
me a
money went to
lot.
paying for repairs in the building?
Yes, for the snow, for the whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and winter's just begun.
yeah,
So are you paying for the plowing and all that as well?
yes.
Wow.
That means assessments.
Yeah.
And, even when I signed the contract, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. I read, but I don't know what I'm reading.
Right.
I just signed to be nice and, go with my life.
Right. And just let me earn my keep and let me just stay busy.
Yeah.
I guess everything would be well if you were continuing to be busy.
Oh, that'll be so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we hope that people will come remember that you're still there, you're still working. Have you heard any other stories about any other businesses that are going through this?
You know what? I don't really know. I know they have some problems,
Mhm.
but they are big companies,
Right.
and
they can weather the storm a little
and
bit.
yes,
They're
yes,
getting a little more COVID
and,
relief.
and they have the money
Yeah.
to lose from it,
Right.
being a very
It's a
good-
write-off and all that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But being a very small business, I don't have that kind of money.
Mhm. Now, were you at a different location earlier?
I was in off Main Street on Railroad Square,
Is that near Fodes?
Fodis.
Yes, see, in my mind, that's where I was thinking you were originally at.
Yes, I was there for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, and then of course that's not doing well either. I guess a lot of stores are really struggling at this
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So, well, we thank you for coming on the show. What is your website anyway? Do you know the name of it?
Uh,
I think we might have it listed underneath. But
I think it is.
okay,
I think it's olgasbridalshop.com
Olga's Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
and show my website.
Right. Now, did you learn your trade in Romania?
Yes, I was very poor,
Mhm.
and I didn't have money to go to school. I mean, school like
University.
or-
Yeah.
and I just go to school for sewing classes, and then I went to school for 2 years
Was that in Romania?
in Romania.
They
yes.
actually have schools just for that.
Yes,
Interesting.
like for to find a regular job.
Yeah. So a trade.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I stayed 2 years over there, and I had I was so good.
Yeah.
And then
yes, you got to teach
was-
your own tutor.
And, yeah, and I went to, after I finished the school, I go to work for a big clothing factory in Bucharest. They have like 22,000 workers.
Wow.
It was very big. And I was at the sewing machine for like 4 or 5 years. And then I was raised up being a manager.
Ah.
And I was that, and I worked for that company 22 years. And then I came here.
And started your own.
Yeah.
Now, how do you like the difference between working with 22,000 people versus being by yourself?
You know what? It was the big manufacturer, but we have like a couple of hundred where I was working.
Right.
And you have to show them what to do, and and they did, and we have to check if they did it right or not, and
Yeah.
teach them. And being by myself, I'm so happy.
Yeah. So you don't have to babysit anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's I don't like to have a boss anymore, because I have the business for 22 years, and I don't want somebody to tell me what to do.
It's just the
I
customer.
know what to do. Exactly.
Just the customer. I know
Exactly.
exactly what you
Yeah,
want, and
and
if they're not happy, you know how to fix it, and you don't have to worry about making sure that somebody does it right.
And I have very, very much respect for my customers.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Sometimes, how is the price? They are nervous, but just
For
calm
the
down
most part,
and
they're
calm down, and by the time it's done, everybody's happy, and
Yeah.
I cry several times
Oh,
because they are
no.
so nice with me, and doesn't know how to. I had a bride which she called me her mama,
Her mama?
and she sent me a picture and a card say you are my mama, and
Oh,
it's so nice. I
yeah.
have a lot of pictures from the customers.
Yeah, and when you do a good job, you do have a lot of satisfaction from that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do when I see the job done, and how to look on them, and I'm so
Yeah, that's your little trophy. That's your
yes,
trophy.
yes.
I know when it might sound silly, I have a small cleaning company myself, and I actually pray before every job and that I do a good job, that I please the customer, and I don't stop until I'm done. I don't stop, and I don't have to worry about somebody else doing the work. If it doesn't come out, I figure it out. I try to do a good job, and that's the spirit that the small businesses have.
Yeah,
It's your name, it's your reputation, and you guard that, and it reflects who you are, and so you do take pride in that work.
yeah.
Very seldom do you ever get a customer, if you're really giving it your best. Very seldom do you have an
And
upset
it's
customer.
nice when you see respect from them.
Yeah.
And I had happened to have a prom girl. Then she came with a wedding gown,
Ooh.
and that is so nice. I mean, seeing her when she's 18,
Yeah.
and then she's coming with a wedding gown and say, "You
That's
did my prom gown."
uh,
It's so satisfying.
so
It's so
repeat
nice.
business. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're seeing people grow up, and you're seeing
Yes.
how
Yep.
that'll, wow, I remember you when you were this, or yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that's what I mean. I think there are thousands of ladies and young women who've used your services. They're going to know who you are. They'll know, and I'm sure their heart's going to go out. But we want to make sure that they're aware that you're still open. Yeah, and you're
Yes.
open for business.
Yes.
Now, Romania, that's right near Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's south of Russia.
south of Russia.
We have the border.
Wow. And you've been here for 22 years or
I'm
longer.
here for since 97, so 23
23 years
and a half.
and a half. You like it here?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I end up being in Nashua because my husband was here.
Yep.
And when I started my first business, I just rented a small place. I think I paid $500 in a month. And I had only one sewing machine because my husband, he was a sewing machine repair.
Oh, really?
And he was working for Neverett in Nashua. And he brought me a sewing machine, and I started the business with a sewing machine. And now I love it here.
Yeah.
I like the location.
Now, your husband, who was a firefighter, Ted?
No.
No,
Ted is my
your-
husband here. My
passed.
first husband, he died.
Now, your husband now is Ted? Is it?
My husband now is Ted,
And,
yes.
and Ted is a former firefighter?
Yes,
Yeah. And where was he a firefighter?
in Andover, Mass.
Andover, Mass.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And he's a wonderful man.
yeah, so
I'm
I've
so
met him.
lucky.
Yeah, that's hard work. That's dangerous work, and we
Yes.
appreciate our firefighters. For
Yes,
sure.
and when he was working, I barely see him.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a week,
Uh-oh. Yeah.
because he was working and working.
It's
and
different.
working.
It's different hours. It's tough hours.
Yes,
They have
yes,
shifts that
yes.
run into days.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
But-
we appreciate our firefighters and the first responders. So I want to thank you for coming on the show, and hopefully we can drum up you some business and get you back in the spotlight, and this COVID thing gets, we get through this, So
Thank you so much for having me here.
absolutely.
And let me tell my story without crying,
Oh, you
because
did
I'm
great.
ready to cry.
No. This is good.
I
I'm glad
know.
that you're here, and I just my heart goes out to you and to a number of the small businesses that are going through the very same thing, and we got to conquer this. We've got to make sure that people realize, hey, come on out. Let's get something now. You got some clothes that are in the closet that need some fixing. Maybe you're at home and there's a you're eating a little too much, and you got to loosen up that suit a little bit.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's funny because I have customers which they know my situation now, and they bring me a lot of regular clothes, and but it's not enough
Yeah,
to that. It's a small,
right.
which I do.
You need events.
Yes,
You need
yes,
events.
yes.
Yeah,
Because from hemming pants and
yeah.
you
And it's
cannot.
helpful, but it's
It
definitely
is
not
very
enough.
helpful, and I
Yeah.
want to thanks to everybody which thinking of me,
Yes.
because everybody is so nice with me.
Well, thank you, and thanks for coming on the show, and thanks for watching Speaking with the Senator. We know that there are other businesses out there that are going through the same situation, and if you want to tell your story, you're very welcome to come on the show and talk about it. We'd love to hear it, and we give you some airtime and hear your story. And if you need something sewn or hemmed or whatever, just make sure you call Olga. She's local and she's part of our community, and so we want to support our community the best way we can. So thanks for watching Speaking with the Senator. Until next week, we'll talk to you.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.